everyone, to Harvest Valley. We're gonna play some Burning Wheel, but first we're gonna say hello to everybody. Hello, I'm Kelsa. This is my channel. This is what we do here. And to my uh this way, uh right? Yes, that's how it is on the screen. That took a lot of way too much thought. Why don't you introduce yourself, Adam?
Hi. I will not be introducing myself. This is my dog.
Dog.
He doesn't have a Twitter account. He doesn't do anything but eat and sleep and be cute all the time and lick things. He isn't making a game about being on a reality TV show and um, being watched by Eldritch Horrors because who would make a game about that? Not a dog.
Or would he?
His Twitter handle isn't Dark Lavender Void without a second E in lavender because he's a dog and aforementioned does not have a Twitter account.
Not that you would know anyone.
That's my dog.
Twitter handle at all. No relevance. All right, Golden. How about you? Tell us about who you are.
Man, I am a dude. I work at the FLGS, and when I'm not working at the FLGS, I'm playing role-playing games, and I'm streaming them all except for one. You guys can't watch that one. But yeah, I just finished up wrapping up Nobilis, and we're gonna do some one-shots into the new year, because that should be cool. We'll just hit a lot of games. We're going back to Burning Wheel next on Sunday, where we're going to be doing something about a witch hunt. I don't know.
Nice.
I asked if I could play the witch, and the GM said no. So, whatever. But yeah, I like role-playing games, and I like all kinds of games. That's me.
Same though. Same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are playing Harvest Valley tonight using the Burning Wheel system, which I got my shiny book right here.
Shiny.
It's literally shiny.
Mm-hmm.
As you can tell by the light going off of it. And we're playing a kind of riff on Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, that kind of genre of games, in a quaint little farming town called Stockchester.
I thought you said Dogs Chester for a second there.
You just got dogs on the brain.
Dogs.
Blame Bandit because he's dog.
Dog.
Oh, he's so fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah. Why don't you catch us up here, Golden, where we're at, and then we can go over our beliefs, instincts, and traits, and jump into some stuff.
It's been a while since we played. I have a little bit sketchy on everything that happened. I remember last time it was we had the Harvest Festival, and look at these names. Ashlyn got married to her sweetheart Rachel, and Rachel she runs a seed bank. So what happens every fall, everyone gives her their seeds, and she puts them in the bank, and then in the spring they buy them from her. So right now her bank is like the Scrooge McDuck bank vault full of seeds for different plants. It's pretty cool. We also had, I think, Esteban. Is your house okay? I remember there being a giant storm,
Mm-hmm.
and then you failed your resources check.
There was a booming blast of lightning, and the windows got blown in.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Rachel
Windows are
owns
expensive.
her house now.
Turns out.
Yep.
Yeah. So
We saw.
you're still living in this lighthouse.
Mm-hmm. We saw a ship trying to come into Stockchester, so we had to guide it in using the lighthouse.
Yeah.
And I used my super crafty Chandler skill to build the candles to like get a light source going so that the lighthouse can reflect that light and guide the ship in.
Yeah,
It
that
turns out there's
works.
pirates or maybe whalers.
They're not pirates, but they look like pirates because
Yeah,
whenever you see any kind of sailor in an 8-bit game, they're always pirates.
yeah.
Of course
Pretty
they are.
much.
Everybody's a pirate. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So the pirates went off to check on the old Faust mansion, and no one's seen them since. But they were at the Harvest Festival and the wedding, where we learned that uh, old
You are
Bish,
cursed.
old Bish used to be one of those whalers. That's how he got the money to buy his farm here in Harvest Valley.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think that's what happened last time.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, and Esteban's been trying to constantly impress everyone that he's like not just a dumb homeless kid because he
you're
has
not.
a house now. And look, I had a harvest festival celebration in it.
Yeah,
I have my life together, and I'm totally not addicted to opium yet.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
you got really nice shoes you actually wore, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's been a few weeks since the Harvest Festival. Um, it's gotten a little chilly. Uh, there's like frost on the ground in the mornings, and you just had like your first light snow, which actually it snowed. It snowed yesterday, I heard, in Wisconsin, so it's coming close.
Mm-hmm.
But Harvest Valley isn't in Wisconsin, as far as I know.
This is
Or
a very, very alternate reality, Wisconsin.
Yeah. So yeah, it's cold. There's no clocks. Like people have tried to like build clocks, but nobody really knows how. And every time someone comes close, the clock goes missing. Um, everyone's harvest is in, right? So that the fields are all barren. All the leaves have fallen off the trees. They're just great big piles of leaves that people can jump in, and the kids are. And
is
also,
there an adult that's hopping in some leaf piles?
are you talking about yourself?
Uh, that's your answer. Yeah.
Of course. Look at this. Who would jump in leaf piles?
Someone who thinks terrorizing kids by jumping in leaf piles while they're in them and then watching them jump out of the way is really funny. The kids think it's really funny too.
Okay, as long as the kids think it's funny too.
Okay.
Oh, the mayor is jumping in leaf piles, of course.
Of course. That makes
Mhm.
sense.
Of course he would. He's really old, but so he's jumping in really carefully. But
Yeah.
he's still doing it.
Mhm.
Like they put like a big leaf pile in the center of town, and they're just all jumping in.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's where we are. Let's look at our beliefs.
I don't think Ashlyn's ever jumped in a leaf pile in her life.
Well,
Probably not.
the mayor will make a belief about getting Ashlyn to jump in a leaf pile.
Take a gander at my beliefs there, Golden, and let me know if you would like me to change number 2.
Nope, that's good.
Cool. All right, well, since I've got some beliefs here, as well as instincts and traits, let's go over them because that's the core burning wheel. If you don't know how burning wheel works, we're not going to explain it. Just follow along with the story. Ashlyn has the 3 beliefs. I know nothing of the harshness of winter, but I know that it will be too much for poor Uncle Bish. I will ensure that he survives this cold. Also, I have heard rumors of a hotel Moogle scouting nearby towns. I have to meet this man if he sets foot in Stockchester. Belief number 3. I need to know more about this strange curse. I'll experiment on how to trigger it so I can control it. That's a callback to further episodes back, where we got attacked by something in a basement. Possibly a werewolf. My instincts are always pick flowers or berries, always wake up at 6 a.m. sharp and never stay up past 2 a.m. in the morning, and always extend the hand of friendship to a new acquaintance. My traits are opportunist, tenacious, faithful, familiar face, and curse of the night. That would be that thing about possibly a vampire or a werewolf earlier.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine.
I mean, it's definitely not related to having a spooky Halloween episode, which
Nope,
we're not doing.
definitely.
Nope.
So that's my character.
Shall I?
Yeah.
Awesome. My first belief is I will go back home and check in with my parents. My second belief is what rotten luck, my sniffles and snorting have come back. I should take Autumn's advice and get some help. I should see if Autumn or Donna have a treatment. Belief number 3 is Ashlyn is a kind soul and I owe her one. My 3 instincts are when I get mad, smoke opium. Instinct number 2 is when I make eye contact with a stranger, tell a weird story. Instinct number 3 is never be the first to give up on a relationship.
Nice.
My traits are odd, crybaby, bad influence, curly hair, moldy, because I don't know how to take care of myself, affinity for sheep and goats, and curse of the night, which is also werewolves.
I just want to sing a song every time someone says that.
Yeah.
It'd be like a good 80s rock song.
I get it. Yeah.
All right. So let's say I want you guys to be together. So maybe let's say like Estevan, you were over at Ashlyn's
Well,
house.
Mimi owes me one. Maybe
Yeah.
he can help me winterize and like get a nice thick wool blanket for Uncle Bish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have anything you could bring over? Like, all right, let's back up a little bit before that. Like, let's say it's the day before I was planning on starting. So you're alone in your little shack with the, it's a nice house, connected to a lighthouse, a giant tower with a light on top that you need to keep running.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to? You going to bring something to Ashlyn, or what's your plan?
Yeah, I think I need to. Who did I sell my wool to? What was his name? That was my best friend.
What's his name? I remember what he did. He was a dyer.
Am I
Did I write it down anywhere? Actually, it's just funny that I remembered yesterday right away. Oh no!
When you should have written it down was when you remembered yesterday.
All my notes are gone. How is this possible?
That's not good.
Shit. All right. I'll give him a new name.
Did I put it in my notes? Let me see. No.
Let's call him Peter for now.
Sure. Peter's a solid name.
Yeah. Let's say you sell this to Peter. He's a dyer. He's got a house a little bit out of town because it's very smelly.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
has all the sheep's wool.
Hmm. So I'm going to need him. Maybe I should talk to him to figure out who would have blankets, because I'm guessing
Sure.
he probably doesn't make blankets himself. Probably just dyes the wool, although I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, he dyes the wool and then he sells it to the weaver.
Cool. I'm going to use him to get in contact with the weaver.
Sure, sure. So you go over, you talk to Peter. Peter will then help you make your circles check.
Awesome.
Let's see your circles. Say it's a +1 obs, so obs 2 circles check.
Excellent. And since I have his help, I'm getting a die.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. So you try and go to the weavers, but you find out that the weavers is closed. There's a sign that says the weaver is in another town, looking for people to buy their clothing, and
Okay,
we're looking for people to buy their textiles, and they should be back next week.
that is too long because it's
Yeah.
getting cold pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to. Did we want to cut over to Ashlyn?
Well, there's also a tailor.
Does the tailor have blankets?
I'll circles them up. We'll find out.
Um, sure.
That'll be a +1 obs for the so obs 2 for the blanket maker
Cool.
and for the tailor.
Meh.
Okay. So I think there is a you go to the tailor and the tailor's in the store, but she is helping get clothing, um, little cute snowsuits for the Jameson boys who are there with their mother, Mei Ling. And you see Mei Ling is, sitting there in a chair and on a stool while the two boys fiddle uncomfortably under the seamstresses. She's like trying to get their measurements with this long tape,
Mhm.
and they just won't stay still. And they're like, Mom, we don't need snowsuits. We got our snowsuits from last year. And she's like, No, children, you grew out of them. You're always growing. You
Mhm.
just won't fit in them. And like, no, look. And you see like one of them is like wearing these gloves that like just barely like come up to like it's the wrong part of their hand.
Mhm.
They'll be fine. So you walk in, there's this bell that rings on the door.
Mhm.
Do you do anything?
So I come in, I go straight to the tailor, say hi to the Jameson boys behind me, and I ask for blankets.
That says, "Oh, I'd love to help you, Estevan, but first I have to take care of the Jameson boys."
Okay, I can wait. My house is too far out now for me to make another trip, so I'll just stand around.
This is a side quest, right?
Mhm.
You gotta do
Uh-huh.
something.
So yeah, I'm watching and figuring out what the problem is.
Well, the problem is that the kids just won't stay still. They're just very squirrely, and every time like the tailor goes to like to go in the back and get a snowsuit, she comes back and like the Jameson boys are like twins, and they're like
Mhm.
wearing the same clothes, and like one of them has switched places with the other, so she tries it on. Oh no, it's too big for you. So she gets the smaller one, and the kids are like moving around, and the other kid is sitting in the chair, and he comes back to the snowsuit, tries that one on. Oh, now it's too small. All right, so
Mhm.
take it, goes in the back, and it just keeps on happening.
I'm imagining the Jameson boys have like the perfect like genetic lottery thing where it looks like they're just like one's like looks like the younger version of the other one.
Yeah, and whenever you
So it's
blink,
just
you
like
get confused which is which.
yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get them involved in a game of green light, red light.
Okay.
Um, so how much? I might have to let my dog out of the room in a second, but I'm gonna finish my sentences. Um, how much room is in this tailor shop to play red light, green light?
Um, say it's like a normal bedroom size, like today. Like there is say 10 to 15 feet for them to play in, and there's another 10 feet of like showroom space where you're sitting, which is like just showing all the different clothing that the tailor has made. There's like a rack of coats, and there are blankets on the wall, but he can't sell you to them until he's dealt with these kids.
Great. Hold on one second.
All right. So let's see
Puppies are
Ashlyn.
important. Yeah, sure.
So Ashlyn, I feel like you are like looking over your field,
Mm-hmm.
and you look up at the there's like this cliff face at the end of your farm,
Yeah, the red
and
cliffs.
you look up at there's like some trees on top,
Mm-hmm.
and everything's like covered with a little bit of snow. But you can see like hanging from the trees are like these bright green lichens.
Hmm. Are they not supposed to be there? I don't really know
They're
about
not
trees,
usually
do I?
there. No. But you have this instinct about collecting.
Oh yeah, I gotta go collect that.
You gotta collect the
Yes.
lichens.
Like lichens can be like similar to flowers or berries.
Yeah, that's what you get in the winters. Things like lichens.
I gotta go up that cliff face.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. I mean, do I? I have been up there before
Yep.
from when Estevan's ranch was way over here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but is there a faster way for me to get up?
I don't know. You gotta look at the cliff face.
Okay. Yeah. Like, how do I look at that?
Um,
How do I determine the fastest way to scale a cliff?
do you have the climbing skill?
No.
All right.
No.
Let's look at climbing skill.
I think I might. Oh gosh, they rearranged this. I do have observation, if that would help.
Hmm.
See, I also have like a bunch of wises. Would any of these help?
Interesting.
And
Climbing uses the speed stat.
speed, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you can use observation. You're just trying to find like a hidden path.
Yeah, like I'm trying to find a hidden path as opposed to just climb it straight.
Okay.
So let's do that.
Sure. Let me take a look here.
Let's see. I don't think accounting or ledger wise or bureaucracy are gonna help me here. Maybe dance.
Hmm. No, because you're looking for a way. Like this is a
Hidden path.
hidden path,
Okay.
not just trying to climb up.
What about hatchet wise? Like I can
Yeah.
tell if I could clear some brush
Like
versus
maybe if yeah,
okay.
someone planted brush there in the hide.
And adventure wise.
Sure.
Okay. Great. I mean +2 is better than just rolling 2 dice. What is my ob?
I think our obs is 3.
Oh boy. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fail this.
Yeah. If you fail,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
you're gonna get. Yeah. Okay. So you failed. All right. So you think you see a path.
Mm, mm,
Do
yep.
you go up it?
Of course I do.
All right. So you go up the path, and you find a wall, like part of the cliff face, and it looks like there are holes in the cliff face where you could like hammer in pegs and climb up that way and get to a higher part of the cliff face. But you don't have any pegs
Mm,
to climb with. So you
gotcha.
can try and scale this with your bare hands with a climbing test,
Or I
but
can go
it's
around.
it's very cold
No,
right now.
I'm gonna take the long way around, which is probably gonna cost me most of the day.
Yeah, it'll take a while. You got anything else to do today, or are you just going to go around the cliff?
I don't think so. I don't think I had anything else particular that I wanted to pursue,
Okay,
other than collect all the things, because obviously that's just how it works.
all right. So you're up at the top of the cliff, and you're coming up to these trees, and like the rock face is covered with frost,
Oh
so it's
no.
very slippery.
Okay. So that's probably gonna kill me. Gotcha.
Yeah, you probably would fall off the cliff if you slipped there.
If I fall off the cliff, then I wake up in the infirmary at the doctor is fine. And
Right.
then I owe some money to Joja Cola
Yeah, you have to make
because
a resources test of obs to
yeah.
pay the doctor.
Okay. That's worth it. That's worth it. Do I need to make a climbing test now? Is that what we're leading up to here?
I think just like being careful on the cliff face. I think it's an agility check.
Sure.
So let's say it's going to be. So it normally would be an obs 1, but because of the slippery factor, it's going to be obs 3. So there's a +2 obs modifier, um, which you can negate if you can tell me how you would deal with a slippery cliff face.
Hmm.
Well, you can counterbalance it. You get a +2 dice if you can tell me how you would overcome this slippery cliff face. So it's just like rocks. They're uneven rocks,
Hmm.
and they're covered with frost, and the trees are like growing out of these rocks, and there's lichens hanging from them. And you don't have to climb the trees; you just have to get close enough to them to grab them.
Uh-oh. So, I have another belief about this.
Mm.
I need to know more about my strange curse and experiment on how to trigger it
Okay.
so that I can learn to control it. I want to see if I can call upon my night wolf powers to more adroitly navigate these icy slopes.
Okay. All right. So also like Adam, you can suggest.
I'm picturing. I'm picturing like she like takes a couple of steps up this slick surface, and like her boot slips, and before she even realizes that her boot slips, like her hand jumps out and like grabs part of the rock face to stop her from falling,
Yeah.
and like her eyes did that change thing, and she's just like, wait a minute, I have to push this harder.
Okay. So I think the wolf will help you, but if you fall, you're going to fall into the darkness, into the night world, instead of down the cliff.
Maybe I've been watching too much Blades in the Dark, but I don't think that sounds like a drawback. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Not with that belief. It isn't.
No, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So, so does that change? Does that negate the penalty that would be boosting it up, or does that give me?
It just changes the consequences for failure.
Okay.
I think it also gives you. What was it? Was it call on?
Yeah, it's call on. So
I think so.
I think I can't technically. I technically don't think I can actually pull it into effect unless I fail. Is that how that works?
I think so.
No, you use it before you roll.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think it lets you re-roll. Your failed successes.
But I didn't think that was before you rolled.
Where did I write this
Let's
down?
see.
Yeah.
Call on traits.
Found it. Nope, that's just you mentioning it for the first time. That's not actually how the thing works.
Yeah, so I can either break a tie in my favor, or allow me to re-roll a failure on one re-roll failed dice on one test.
Yeah, that's the way I remember it working.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So basically, I'm declaring it beforehand for cinematic reasons and for my belief, but I technically don't have to use it unless I fail.
Sure.
Perfect.
So I'm not going to spend any persona on this because it's interesting to me if I fail. Even though I'd like to succeed. What is my total ob right now?
It's still ob3 because you didn't do anything to overcome the ice itself.
That's perfectly fine.
And it's an agility test.
And so I'm rolling 4 dice for an ob3, so I'm probably gonna fail. I didn't.
Oh,
wow. Well, there you go. I guess I just needed that one little jolt to.
See,
which is interesting too.
Nothing. And you are just standing on the edge, collecting these lichens. They smell very pungent. and they're very green.
Awesome.
You see, there's like little pink flowers growing in them.
Ooh, pink flowers. I gotta give some of those to Rachel. Obviously.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to do in the day before we started.
Sure. Yeah, the day before we started. Um, so Estevan,
Mhm.
yeah, you're in that room with the Jameson boys, and you're gonna play a red light, green light with them.
Mm-hmm. So I like very like scarily. I just like straight up like jump from my side of the room to their side of the room, just like almost in one leap. And I just go like hand slap knees kind of thing, and just like make them kind of freak out a little bit. Just like, hey.
Okay,
Hey
so
kids, you want to play a game?
Mhm.
are you trying to scare them? Is that your intent?
A little bit. It's not really my intent. I'm trying to get them to like pay attention and get them hyped.
Okay, so I think the Jameson boys like they will. So they don't. They kind of jump a little bit. They try and like pass it off like they're not scared or
Yeah.
anything. Like they look, like act like tough, but now you have their intention. They're like, hey, Estevan," and the other one's like, "Hey, you're not. You're wearing shoes. How are you wearing shoes? Where'd you get those shoes from?"
I think these might be the king's shoes.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Mhm.
Everyone's like,
I
"Oh, those
think
are
I
really
have like
nice
maybe
shoes."
a weird habit around town now where I've finally started to wear the king's shoes, but only like inside places. Like
Okay.
especially like a tailor shop is perfect to wear the king's shoes in because it's got like the not crap floor with like a bunch of like grain and dust on it, like some of the
Right.
farmhouses might have,
Right.
like at my parents' place and like Autumn's place.
Mm-hmm.
So in like clean places, I'm finally like put down the shoes, wear the shoes.
Yeah, you're putting your dirty feet inside the shoes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's a role for that, but eventually it'll have consequences.
Hmm. I think so too. Um,
But yeah, the kids, you have their intention.
I remember when I was in these sorts of situations and it was really boring to wait to have like new clothes made for you and stuff. So why don't we make a game out of this? And I'm like, I kind of line us up to like have like a straight shot between this room and the showroom, or the showroom and the other room.
Like what kind of game?
Uh, exactly like red light, green light. So like you say green light and like the kids like run and keep running as fast as they can until you say red light, and then they have to freeze and then like not stay completely still and not do anything, which is when I'm going to like gesture for the tailor to come out and take their measurements while they're all like tired out and supposed to be standing still anyway.
All right, so you're trying to wear them out.
Yeah.
All right, so the kids like
And like make a
this
game
plan.
out of like being still enough to be measured.
So the kids like this plan. They love running around and causing trouble. But you
Hmm.
see, both the tailor and Mei Ling, their mother, like are looking very disapproving at you because they don't see how this is supposed to help.
Okay, I'm going to like start winking at them and like make looks at them for them to catch on, because if I say it out loud, I know the kids are going to listen, and then that kind of ruins the point.
All
Or at
right,
least that's what Esteban's thinking.
give me a falsehood check for the kids not to catch on.
Okay.
I think this is against their stat, right?
Is this falsehood? Because
I mean, trying to communicate. You have a better idea?
Not particularly, but it's just like, is
Yeah, I
it
can't think of a
falsehood in
better one
particular?
either. It kind of is because you're telling them that this is because they're bored, but really it's so that it can be
It's so
over
that
with.
parents can do a parent thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It could also
That's true.
argue soothing platitudes, I guess.
I could see
I do
that.
not. I do not have soothing platitudes, and I do have falsehood. So
Right.
I'm
So if I
and
have a choice,
That's why
yeah.
I offered falsehood because I saw you had it. So
Hmm. What happens if I fail?
if you fail, the kids are going to catch on, and they're going to make
not
you
play along.
play red light, green light, while one of them is the boss.
Hmm. Cool. I wish when you clicked off of things that the button for rolling wouldn't hide behind the character sheet. That'd be good.
Hmm.
Right?
Meh. Okay, let me see if I have any forks for this.
But that's why I have my character sheet popped up in a different window. Because then the roll for the box goes in a
The
different place.
wisdom. Writing. Nope.
And these are strong-willed kids, so they have I think it's will of 4.
Those
Okay,
are some
cool.
pretty strong-willed kids.
Yeah,
I think they
I like getting
are.
into trouble. All right.
Delicious, challenging test.
They're just as willful as Ashlyn is.
Yeah. So yeah, one of the kids catches on and says, "All right, we'll play. I'm going to say red
There
light, green
is a
light."
6 in there if you want to blow a fate to try to get another 6 and then another 4, 5, or 6.
Nope.
No. Okay.
But I do get a fate in there. Nice.
So do you play red light, green light?
Yeah.
All right. So while you play red light, green light, one of the kids gets fitted because he's standing still while he calls out red light, green light.
Mhm.
Why don't you give me a fort test to see if you wear out the other kid though? So it's gonna be a versus fort test. They're just kids, so they'll have a fort of 2.
Okay.
I mean, kids have a lot of energy, but they use all their energy without really planning too much. So it's gonna be a versus fort test.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. The kids use all their energy without thinking about it.
Mhm.
Right.
Exactly.
So
Okay,
my
so
ob
it's
is
obs 1 fort
1.
test.
Okay, cool. Esteban, come on. You do horses all day. This should be able to be okay for you. And it
All
is.
right, you did it.
Nice.
All right, so you were out the other kid, and while he's huffing and puffing, he sits down on a stool, and he gets his winter coat as well. So now both the kids have their snowsuits on, and Mei Ling is like, "Oh, finally, we can go home." And she takes the kids out of the tailor's shop, and Taylor's like, "All right, what can I do for you, Esteban?"
I before that I like shout at the kids and I'm just like, I'm sure you'll beat me next time and like stuff like that. And then
All right, you're
to
taunting
the
the kids.
yeah, a little bit.
What a
And
great way to make
then
friends.
yeah.
Well, they seem to like it. They had fun.
That's a real hero.
um so yeah, I talked to the tailor and I'm like, I need some blankets for Uncle Bish, Ashlyn's uncle.
What kind of blankets? So she shows you different kinds of blankets. There's small like throw blankets that are have very nice patterns on them.
Mm-hmm.
Shows you nice warm comforters that would keep you warm in bed, but they're kind of unwieldy and they get dirty easily.
Mm-hmm.
And then she shows you like rugs. They're like quilted blankets, which are very compact, but are not as comfortable.
Sure thing. Cool. Is there any change in the material for each of
Yeah,
them?
like the comforters are like made from, sheets, and they're sewn together and they're filled with wool. The quilt is like, it's like rope knitted together. It's not actually as coarse as a normal rope, as our clothing quality silk ropes, that you pay extra double for in D&D. And then
I actually own blankets like that. I think the word that you're going for is like they're tied together with yarn. I think it's yarn.
it's a lot more coarse than yarn.
It is a little coarser than yarn.
Yeah, it's like a thick rope. I think like it's not silk. It's just higher quality thread.
Sure.
And they're very strong. And then the quilts are made with yarn, but they're very tight. Like when you when you weave them together, like you pull the threads very tight, so it's very like stiff. But the threads are small, so you get really intricate patterns that look cool.
Cool. I think I might go with the comforter.
Okay. So you look at the comforters. I think that'd just be I think it's the OBS 1 resources test to buy a comforter.
Delicious. Cool. My resources is 0 right now because my resources are taxed, but I do have some persona.
Can you make I think you can make a resources test with just persona. Okay.
And this is a belief, so this makes sense.
I guess I can look at these rules.
Cool.
I mean, you can just not make the roll if it's 0, right? So if you spend a persona die, you can still make the roll.
Like you can, like if your resources are 0, but you get like a cash die or help from someone else, then that still counts.
Otherwise, you'd never be able to advance your resources if you started at resources 0.
Right.
So
I don't see why you couldn't use persona.
Yeah. Okay, I'm actually going to dump 2 persona into this.
Well, you could also like argue for a link test somehow.
Let me look at that too. Because I do have some skills like haggling and persuasion and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, you could try to make a persuasion check that you helped somehow.
I helped to make these blankets. And now I'm in a really tight spot because Uncle Bish is getting old and needs to stay warm.
Yeah, that'd be a harder persuasion test. There might be other ways you could persuade them to get a discount.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go backward so that I can link these tests. Let's go persuasion, maybe fork in animal husbandry wise.
Okay.
Because I've taken care of sheep.
Sure. I mean,
And I've-
you're arguing that you helped make this.
Mhm. Cool. So that's one. I might fork in haggling as well,
Yeah, you can do that.
because I feel like that makes sense. I think that's all I'm going to do there.
Okay.
No, Artha. What's my base obstacle?
Her will is a 3.
Okay. No 6s.
All right. So unfortunately, that gives you a -1 to your resources test.
Doesn't it raise the ob of the
Yeah.
resources test?
Oh, does it give you a +1
Mhm.
Shit. That's
If
even
you,
worse.
yeah, link tests are stealthily kind of tough.
Right. Okay.
Because if you win, you get extra dice, but having a higher obstacle is harder.
Right. So it's obs to resources test now. I think she's like, oh, Estevan, I already paid for the wool.
Mhm.
I know that was a fair price. I don't think I should just give you the results of my labor for free.
Mm,
Mhm.
Just pay. No, just pay the price.
Mhm. Cool.
If next time you want me to make you a blanket special out of wool, we can negotiate that then. But I paid you, assuming that this wool was mine.
Sure thing. Cool. So I'm gonna dump all of my persona into this,
Okay.
and we never do link tests again. Just kidding.
Well, whenever a mechanic fails you.
Eh. Wait, where'd that test go?
Which test?
Come on, resources. Okay, I'm gonna try that again. 0 modifiers, 3 Artha, base obstacle 2. Try that. I'm incapacitated. Thanks a lot.
Just roll the
Okay,
dice.
let's.
It doesn't
Yeah, exactly.
Like it when your resources is 0.
Yeah.
Yep.
Curse you.
I haven't played Burning Wheel enough to be familiar with the fact that this sheet does that.
Curse you, incapacitated. All right.
And that is 1 success, which is not enough.
Right. So unfortunately, you can't lose any more money. She says, Estevan, I do use a lot of wool, and if you really want this blanket, I'll take it, but I want a pair of sheep. Maybe I'll get into the sheep herding business myself. So she's offering to trade this blanket for a breeding pair of sheep, and then she's going to go into business competing with you.
Cool. I give her my yeah, that's a good price.
Okay, so she takes.
I'm not going to give her like my best sheep, but what probably ends up happening is I give her like one of my problem sheep, and then for breeding purposes, I have to give her like a really good male or something like that.
Okay, so you're giving her kind of a problem and a good one. Yeah, why don't you give me a haggling check for this? Because I don't know, she might not want to deal with a problem sheep.
Okay.
I don't think
I wasn't going to tell her that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's obvious that it's a problem sheep. She doesn't
Right,
know. She doesn't know sheep.
Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna find out.
She'll figure it out.
We're gonna find out. I'm gonna make. If you want, I'll just make a roll for her to see if she can see if it's a problem sheep. So it's animal
So since I'm
husbandry.
hiding this truth,
Yeah.
falsehood,
Do you want to have a versus test?
I think this makes sense.
All right, so she's going to roll her animal husbandry against your
Mhm.
falsehood.
Yeah, I feel like this might make sense because
Sure.
I'm like she's getting me into a conversation about the sheep themselves,
Okay.
and I'm trying to talk over her head.
Yeah. All right. I don't think she has animal husbandry herself.
Mhm.
So she's going to be rolling it untrained against you, which I believe means that she has double the odds.
Cool. So I should probably roll first then, huh?
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
Okay. I'm going to fork in my animal husbandry wise.
Sure.
I'm going to fork in haggling.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying anything else.
Animal husbandry is based off of will. So, all right, why don't you roll it off?
I just made that
So-
obstacle one just to since
Right.
it's versus.
She has an odds 6 to get this. Yeah. No, she didn't roll any 6s. All right, yeah. So you sell her. So yeah, this trade happens. You know, she gets the prom sheep and a breeding male,
Mhm.
and you get a nice comforter. Do you have any particular care which comforter you get? You want like a specific color?
Yeah, I want a red comforter.
Okay, yeah, just pure red,
Mhm.
like bright red,
Yep.
or like a more darker red.
I either like bright red, like this sort of red, or like a darker red is fine.
I mean, I'm asking you so you can choose.
Oh, okay. I'll probably go darker red because I imagine that's
Okay.
cheaper, more
No,
reasonable.
no, you can have either. So
I'm gonna go bright red then.
okay, yeah, so you get a really bright red.
Mhm.
So how are you carrying it? Are you going to bring it to Ashlyn's house?
Yeah, I probably like keep it folded and like make an effort not to like hold it like this.
Okay.
I'm like,
Are you just carrying it?
yep, in
You're not
this
gonna
like
disguise
sort
it?
of uncomfortable like horizontal way. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can just carry that to Ashlyn's house.
Mhm.
Um,
Ashlyn, have you ever decorated your door? Like, does it have any chimes on it, or like any? Does the door make a noise that's like particularly distinctive?
I don't think so. I mean, it's a door noise, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Is it like a good door noise?
I feel like it used to like make a creaking sound, but since Ashlyn's moved in, like it doesn't anymore. So
sure, you owe it up.
it just it's not particularly loud. It's not a bad noise.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. So you maybe hear it like click.
Well, I think Rachel is home, but Ashlyn is out getting the lichens. Do
Mhm.
you just walk in the house like you own it?
I probably like step in and then like look around.
I think that is like the perfect cutaway for us to take our first break.
Sure.
All right,
It's like you just walk into my house.
just
Mhm.
walk in.
Perfect.
All right,